Hello, my name is Sarah Sloan, and you are listening to The Sarah Sloan Show. All right, it's me again, your favorite tiny little baby girl, this big. You can put me on the palm of your hand and just flick away, or you can keep me in your pocket to listen to me and enjoy me. Whatever you want to do, I'm here for it. Isn't that what the young people say? I'm here for it. Yeah, bro. Gen Z. Period. Wow. All right. Oh my gosh, I went to Andy's, and it was Andy's custard. If you've ever tried it, it's really good custard. Don't even get me wrong. If I go pretty rarely, so I really want to treat myself, so I always get a large. There's so many things there that I like. It's not even there's always a place where you're like, I just like a couple things there, not too many things. Almost anything you give me there, I'm going to like. And so I got a Snow Monster, strawberries, and melted chocolate chip. And I got that large. You guys, it was, I think it was almost $9. It was 8 something in the higher 8s. And it was just so crazy to think about that, how expensive things have gotten. And I got really angry. And, I wasn't going to hurt anybody, but I was angry. Didn't like that one bit. Ice cream, man. Even Blizzards at Dairy Queen, they're getting close to $7 or whatever. You can get a Bluebell thing for $8, and that's half a gallon. What are we doing? What are we doing in this country? We need new leadership. And that's why I will be talking about the Republican debates that happened earlier last week, and those were pretty fun. So yeah, obviously the debates, Trump wasn't there, elephant in the room, but there was, it was the elephant in the room that he wasn't there, but they did actually have a live elephant in the room. Chris Christie, trunk and all. Okay, elephant noise, let me try. Nope, that was terrible. I tried. I can do a really good horse, and you guys know that, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just on the mood. But yeah, and then, of course, Republican, the mascot is elephants. Donkeys are the Democrats. But anyway, the Republican debate, it was held on Fox News, and so you only had a few ways to watch it. If you want to, you can watch the full thing on the Fox News website. If you want to watch it at a faster speed, you could probably only do that on a computer. I was on my iPad trying a million times to get it at 2 times the speed. Every time I would press 2 times the speed, it would go all the way to the end of the video, and the video go to the next video. It infuriated me. I actually was I lost all peace that night. I was very upset. It really bothered me. On Rumble, there was Charlie Kirk. He was kind of showing it and discussing it live with his friends. So that was interesting too. So yeah, there was DeSantis, Vivek, Nikki Haley, Pence, Christie, Asa, Doug Burgum, Tim Scott. Probably too many people. I think, there's so many people, there's only so much time. Not everybody gets to say what they want to say. It's a little frustrating. So, and, after watching the debate, I really felt, I think Trump did make the right move not showing up. Honestly, it was better that he wasn't there, because all it did was make you miss him if you like Trump. Even if you don't like Trump, you might have still missed him a little bit afterwards. I felt weird after watching the debate. I just felt what was that? What just happened? And DeSantis, it's almost like they said, hey, don't stir anything up. Don't make any waves. Just do well. Just be muted, do well. And he did good at that. He has a very awkward smile, and other people have been talking about it, and this video has obviously been going around the internet, and so I have to play it, duh. His smile is awkward, and I know it's not going to make or break a presidency, but it is one of those things where it's we got to look at this. So how they started the debate was very interesting. It was playing that country song that has been going around everywhere. And then it's been very famous. I'm going to be honest, it's country, so I just don't give a flip about it. So everybody knows about this song. I'll show a picture of the guy singing it. He's like, oh, like that's how he sings the whole time. I'm just not into it. But the point of the song is good. Like it's showing like, hey, this country is kind of going into ruin. What can we do to stop the decline of America? And so then they start, hey, DeSantis, answer this question. So he answers it. So I'm going to play that clip right now.
Is in decline. This decline is not inevitable. It's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement and reverse American decline. And it starts with understanding we must reverse Bidenomics so that middle-class families have a chance to succeed again. We cannot succeed as a country if you are working hard and you can't afford groceries, a car, or a new home, while Hunter Biden can make hundreds of thousands of dollars on lousy paintings. That is wrong. We also cannot succeed when the Congress spends trillions and trillions of dollars. Those rich men north of Richmond have put us in this situation. And finally, we need to lower your gas prices. We're going to open up all energy production. We will be energy dominant again in this country. I showed it could be done in the state of Florida. I pledge to you as your president, we will get the job done, and I will not let you down.
Hey, Sean Hannity.
Oh, man. It cuts off. I'm going to have to show a screenshot of his smile. Of course, they cut it off a little bit. That is actually really interesting. Why did they cut off that smile? That bothers me. I'm trying to do clips for this, but I watched the entirety of the thing. So, yeah, I'm going to show a picture of that awkward smile. And so, yeah, let me make a note of that right now. Great answer. I will say, he's really to the point, but that was a bit of the problem for DeSantis, during the debate. Very rehearsed, almost too good, too smooth, but not really animating you. And guys, like, I love DeSantis. I've watched him for the last couple years. I thought he did, pretty well in COVID, and he really seems to kind of control journalists really well. But it seems like that's always the case whenever it's just Florida stuff. It seems like he struggles a little bit more just in the U.S. stage. Like, I don't know. It's like he can't handle the big leagues for whatever reason. So, but yeah, I thought he had a great answer. Yes, we don't want to be spending trillions of dollars in Congress. Yes, we do want better gas prices. I totally agree with everything. And that's the thing. Like, it was just all very safe from DeSantis. You know who wasn't very safe? Vivek Ramaswamy. And it was fascinating because he's obviously had a long time to be able to like watch politics and who's done well and who hasn't. It seemed like he copied a couple lines from Obama whenever Obama was kind of coming to his full fame and later to win the presidency. Just the whole, you're wondering who the skinny guy is from this, area, blah, blah. It's with the weird last name. That's me. And it's just like, ooh, this is a little weird. And so, Vivek is like attacking pretty much everybody else on the stage, and he's ready for the attacks. He's like, please give it to me, because he's so good at debate. And so he's just like, it's almost like it fuels him to debate people. So he's like, please let me debate you. I want to debate you so bad. And Christie is like, oh, I'm here to destroy. And so all kinds of destruction. In fact, I was kind of talking in a few episodes ago of why I think Christie is running. And it really is to be destructor in chief. I'm going to take everybody out, with my sledgehammer. And so he, of course, goes for Vivek. And it's funny. It's very entertaining. So I'm going to play that clip as well.
Be honest, as Republicans, I'm the only person on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this. The climate change agenda is a hoax. The climate change agenda is a hoax. And we have to declare independence for it. And the reality is, the anti-carbon agenda is the wet blanket on our economy. And so the reality is, more people are dying of bad climate change policies than they are of actual climate change.
Governor Haley, are you bought and paid for?
Down by
Hold on.
In the last century.
Listen. Hold on.
I've had enough already tonight of a guy who sounds like ChatGPT standing up here. And the last person in one of these debates, Brett, who stood in the middle of the stage and said, What's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here was Barack Obama, and I'm afraid we're dealing with the same type of amateur standing on stage tonight.
Come over and give me a hug. Give me a hug just like you did to Obama.
The same type of amateur.
And you'll help elect me just like you did to Obama, too. Give me that
the
bear
same
hug, brother.
type of amateur.
Hold on. Governor Haley, would you like to respond? Are you
So,
bought and
Brett,
paid
what I
for?
would like to say is the fact that I think this is exactly why Margaret Thatcher said, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. First of all, we do care about clean air, clean water. We want to see that taken care of, but there's a right way to do it. And the right way to do it is, first of all, yes, is climate change real? Yes, it is. But if you want to go and really change the environment, then we need to start telling China and India that they have to lower their emissions. That's where our problem is. And these green subsidies that Biden has put in, all he's done is help China, because he doesn't understand all these electric vehicles that he's done, what that does. Half of the batteries for electric vehicles are made in China. And so that's not helping the environment. You're putting money in China's pocket, and Biden did that. So first of all, I think we need to acknowledge the truth, which is these subsidies are not working. We also need to take on the international world and say, okay, India and China, you've got to stop polluting. And that's when we'll start to deal with
Senator Scott, are you bought?
Yes. So, yeah, this, of course, shows the other thing. Nikki Haley did surprisingly well. And I don't know. I guess I don't really know what I was expecting. But she's just been irritating me the entire time. And, of course, she comes in with that sly comment about, you know, if you want something said, ask a man. If you want something done, ask a woman. That's what Margaret Thatcher said or whatever. And it's just like, okay. Gosh. Can you imagine if a man said that? Like, you know, if one of the men on stage said something like bad about women, oh, we would be so upset. It is a sexist comment. So shut up, Nikki. Man. But of course, you know, I think with her messaging on climate change, is there anything really that wrong with it? Whatever. Sure, climate's changing. Guess what? It's always changing. Okay, yay. But yeah, we can't just think that taking away oil, natural gas is going to solve it. And then, you know, mining for cobalt and, you know, generating more and more lithium and EVs, electric vehicles, wind turbines that are killing birds and blowing away clouds. Yeah, that's really going to help everything. And the gold that's used in solar panels, when we don't have enough gold as it is, like, okay, this is really wonderful, you know. So yeah, her messaging is fine on that. But then, of course, back to what Chris Christie was saying to Vivek, he's really calling him out, and he's just like, guys, can't we see that this guy is basically like a Republican version of Barack Obama? And then, of course, Vivek says, give me a hug, because apparently Chris Christie had given Barack Obama a hug and kind of helped him to, you know, it was slightly for him in his efforts of winning the presidency, is kind of what he was hinting at. And so it was a good back and forth exchange. And Vivek, you could tell, he just thought it was so funny and he was so into it. Now, of course, in my opinion, the biggest irony of everything is that Chris Christie is so against Trump's behavior and temperament and the stuff that he says and everything. And if you think about it, who on that stage was the most like Trump? Chris Christie. So Chris Christie, in his hatred of Trump, is becoming Trump. Bombastic, loud, criticizing, making jabs. That's really what it is. So it's funny. It's funny in the end. Sometimes you hate what you kind of are. I think I've said this before. I remember I really couldn't stand this one guy, I think in college or something. And I was just like, gosh, he's just always like trying to be funny and stuff. And he thinks like everybody likes him and everything. And as I was talking more, I was just like, that's me. I don't like him because I'm like him. And that's bad that I don't like him because I should like me, you know? So it was showing a lot of deeper issues that I had. And so then now I think I've matured a lot in this area. Of course, there's still going to be moments where I'm like really being dumb or whatever. But there's moments where I see someone kind of similar to me, and instead of like trying to like go for the spotlight or something like that, I really could just stand back and like think they are the funniest person ever, really enjoy it. And because it's like, what are we doing? We're competing for like a little bit of spotlight or something in a social setting. Okay, what are we doing? That's so stupid. So yeah, wow, I went on a, wow, okay. Help me, I'm crazy. Okay, so then let's see. Oh, this was really good too. Gosh, man, there's so much to cover. Like, obviously, you know what? Let's just play the entire debate right now, all 2 hours of it, and we'll just talk. No, I'm kidding. This was a good one. Nikki Haley going off on Vivek about his foreign policy experience, which she seems to know a lot about foreign policy. I just happen to disagree with her, and Vivek is the only one that's like kind of against giving more money to Ukraine. DeSantis is iffy. It's just, yeah, what are we doing? We've given so much as it is. What is it, like 70 billion? I could be wrong on that, but it's in the billions, you guys. It's a lot of money. And Nikki Haley is fully on board to doing more and more and more of that, and so is Pence. So that's where her and Vivek totally disagree.
Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. You don't do that to friends. What you do instead is you have the backs of your friends. Ukraine is a front line of defense. Putin has said, once Russia takes Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. That's a world war. We're trying to prevent war. Look at what Putin did today. He killed Prigozhin. When I was at the UN, the Russian ambassador suddenly died. This guy is a murderer, and you are choosing a murderer over a pro-American country.
First of all, Mr. Ramaswamy, you have 30 seconds. Mr. DeSantis, Governor
Nikki,
DeSantis,
I wish you well in your future career on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon.
You know, I'm not on
but the fact of the matter,
and you know,
Boeing came off of it, but you've been pushing this lie. You've been pushing this lie all week, Nikki.
You want to go and defund Israel? You want to
okay, let me address that. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm going to address each of those right now. This is the false lies of a professional politician. There you have it.
Your watch,
so the reality
is, America less safe. You have no foreign policy experience, and it shows.
And you know what? The foreign policy experience that you all have shows in the pointless wars we've gotten into. I have to address that. So our relationship with Israel will never be stronger than by the end of my first term. But it's not a client relationship. It is a friendship. And you know what friends do? Friends help each other stand on their own 2 feet. So I will lead Abraham Accords 2.0. I will partner with Israel to make sure Iran never is nuclear armed. But you know what I love about Israel? And I've been there probably in the last 10 years more than most people on this stage. You know what I love about them? I love their border policies. I love their tough on crime policies. I love that they have a national identity and an iron dome to protect their homeland. And so, yes, I want to learn from the friends that we're supporting. And what puzzles me is, I want to learn from those and apply those to protect our homeland, Nikki.
Israel
that is the
needs
answer.
America. America needs Israel.
Okay, Governor DeSantis, you were...
Wow, a lot. It's a lot there. Nikki Haley, she really brought it. And yeah, I like that Vivek is willing to say, hey, do we have to throw away all this money by giving it to Ukraine whenever we have a southern border and there are millions of illegals going across it right now from all these different countries, and we can't just keep on allowing that to happen, and we do nothing to stop that, but we're helping these people in Ukraine. And of course then their argument is, we have to support a war to stop a war. But that war has nothing to do with us. And okay, sure, we gave what we gave already, but do we have to continue to do more? Like, we can't reverse the past. We can't ask Ukraine to give that money back. But golly. And so, yeah, with Vivek, I definitely agree with him. I agree with him much more. But as far as like who won that little debate, I think Nikki Haley probably won that debate. She came in strong and prepared. I really respect it. Okay, so then, yeah, we obviously got to listen to a little bit of Pence. Notice I'm not going to have played anything from Doug Burgum, Asa. I don't even know why they were there. Like, they obviously had the money to be able to get on the debate stage, but it was just a waste of time for them to be there. I think Tim Scott, he's also wasting his time. If you think about the difference between a governor and a senator running, a senator, what do? They vote. A governor, they really, they help the state to grow, to be strong. So, yeah, you were looking at South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley. Pence was, oh my gosh, where was he the governor of? I don't remember. Of whatever state. Idaho, I think. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then, obviously, DeSantis, Florida. So, you have some governors in there. Oh, yeah, New Jersey for Chris Christie, and then Arkansas for Asa Hutchinson, and then North Dakota for Doug Burgum. So you got a lot of governors on stage, but they have, in my mind, you have much more of a right to run for president if you're a governor, rather than for a senator. Guess who was a senator and won the presidency? Barack Obama. Okay. And then, of course, Vivek has not proven himself in government, which neither did Trump. So then you think, okay, well, what's best here? It's hard to know. It's almost as though I want Trump to be president again because I'm not really impressed with anybody on this stage. Da-na-na-na. Okay, so I do want to play. Basically, what do I think Pence is running for? What Ben Shapiro said the reason of why Pence is running for president. And I think he is so right on this. It's just to defend his legacy. That guy knows he's got zero chance of winning. Are you kidding me? He's up there so that he can look his grandkids in the eye and say, I didn't do this for Trump. I didn't do that for Trump. Because what does he do? That's like all he wants to talk about with every issue. So I am going to play this clip.
It's not about looking back at January 2021. It's about January 20th, 2017. I put my left hand on Ronald Reagan's Bible. I raised my right hand. And I took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And it ended with a prayer, so help me God. It was a promise that I made to the American people, but I also made it to my Heavenly Father. Every day for 4 years, I sought to keep that oath. And everyone on this stage needs to make it clear whether or not they'll do the same if they earn this job and the confidence of the American people. Now, look, I've made it clear. I had hoped that the issues surrounding the 2020 election and the controversies around January 6th had not come to this, had not come to criminal proceedings. I would rather they had been resolved by the American people and the American people alone. But no one's above the law. And President Trump is entitled to the presumption of innocence that every American is entitled to, and we will make sure and extend that to him. But the American people deserve to know that the president asked me in his request that I reject or return votes unilaterally, power that no vice president in American history had ever exercised or taken. He asked me to put him over the Constitution. And I chose the Constitution, and I always will. I had no right to overturn the election, and Kamala Harris will have no right to overturn the election when we beat them in 20.
So, pretty strong messaging there from Pence. And, yeah, they asked who would pardon Trump, and they asked everybody to raise their hand, and Vivek, his hand shot up. And so, yeah, everybody else just seems to be like, so. They're not really loyal to the cause. It's sad. It's sad. Pence, I don't know what he's doing. And, yeah, I lost respect for him. On that infamous day, I lost respect for Pence. It was over for him. So, interesting debate. I'm excited to see some more. I don't think Trump needs to associate himself with the likes of these people. At least with it having Asa Hutchinson and Doug Burgum. Like, no, that's stupid. If it was just him, Haley, Vivek, DeSantis, Christie, then I think we could talk. But until then, I was not impressed with the future of the Republican Party seeing these people. Like, it really actually kind of brought me down. I was like, oh, our party sucks. Like, what are we doing right now? Vivek, I think he won in the sense that a lot of people didn't know who he was, and now everyone's Googling his name. I think DeSantis played it safe. I think Nikki Haley did pretty well, considering everything. And then, Pence, he was talking a lot. He spoke a lot compared to everybody else, and he needed to shut up, truthfully, respectfully, but not really at the same time. And yeah, so we'll see how the next one goes. And it's just kind of depressing. But it is what it is. I don't want to leave you guys depressed. But I will. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so let's go to the verse. It's going to be Job 23. And so he's really like just so frustrated. And he's talking about like, even today, this verse 2, even today, my complaint is bitter. My hand is listless because of my groaning. Oh, that I knew where I might find him, that I might come to his seat. I would present my case before him and fill my mouth with arguments. I would know the words which he would answer me and understand what he would say to me. Would he contend with me in his great power? No. But would he take note of me? There the upright could reason with him, and I would be delivered forever from my judge. Obviously, we know the story of Job. He's this righteous man with this beautiful family of multiple kids, and then Satan comes to God, and he's, God's like, have you seen Job? He loves me. And he's like, well, he loves you because you give him all this stuff, and if you took his stuff away, he wouldn't love you. And then he's like, okay, well, go ahead and destroy some of his stuff. And so kids are dead, animals that he has, everything's just destroyed in his life. And then he's just like, what is going on? And then, of course, the next thing is his health is touched by Satan as well. And it's just terrible. And will he love God despite all that? Will he complain to God? And so he is complaining, but he's still choosing to love God. And he's like, I love you, God. Kind of, so it kind of shows us like, yeah, it is hard. It is hard when your circumstances change to feel the same about God, but the reality is that we must. And God never promised us a perfect life of paradise. He does take note of us. We can come and present our case before him. He will listen to us. We're not always going to get the answers we want, though. We have to be really careful asking the question of why, God? Why, God? Why did this child die? Why did this happen? This is so unfair. This is the world. If we want everything to be perfect, that's eternity. And so we are never guaranteed anything here. And we have to come in fear and trembling to God and saying, thank you, God, that I have today. And we're never guaranteed a tomorrow. I think we really come into this idea of, God, you do what I say. I'm actually God. Surprise, surprise, you're not. And that is a huge, huge mistake. We need to know our place, and we need to respect our Father. And he is watching, and there is accountability, and we will have to answer for everything we say. Somebody was even saying that to me because I joke around all the time, and they're like, you're going to have to answer for what you say. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, it's going to be like days straight of me just like, okay, and then you said this, and then you said this, and I'll be like, please make it stop. It's intense. It's intense, you guys. So thank you for listening to me. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for enjoying that debate. It wasn't enjoyable, but we tried. We tried to enjoy it together. I can't make it more fun than if it wasn't fun. I can't create that, but I can try to be the best version of me, and you guys can try to be the best version of you. I guess. I'm all over the place, you guys. Mentally, am I there? I don't think we all really know at this point. But enjoy your day. Tell somebody you love them, even if you don't. And give somebody a nice big kiss on the cheek, if you feel safe doing so. All right. Have a good one, you guys.